Is it possible for a decerebrated individual to experience pain, pleasure, memory, dreams, or thought of any kind? This young man will be as unfeeling, as unthinking as the dead until the day he joins them.
I don't know whether I'm alive and dreaming or dead and remembering.
How can you tell what's a dream and what's real when you can't even tell when you're awake and when you're asleep?
Where am I?
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true.
I got a great show for you guys.
Deep down inside, I feel the stream. This terrible silence stops in there. Now that the war is through,
This goes out to all the brain dead, traumatic brain injury victims,
nothing is real but pain.
all the dead boys over there in the Middle East. Dying so right beyond.
And chopped off everything. Oh, God. Please make them hear me. They won't listen.
McDonald
They
Douglas.
won't hear me.
Wake me up, I'll be like this for years.
Hear me.
So that the CEOs can have bigger cars. So that Joe Biden can get more gas for his Corvette. So Nikki Haley can get a bigger house. So the mullahs can get more gold plates on their Mercedes-Benz. So Putin can get more gold angels for his office.
Like a piece of meat that keeps on living.
So Zelensky can stay in power.
It won't always be like this, will it?
I can't live like this. I can't. Please, no, I can't. I can't. Help me. Somebody help me. Mother, where are you? Help me, Mother. I'm having a nightmare.
Better to sell out than to get cashed out. Joe Biden's going to be cashing out a lot of young boys.
Me lying here like some freak carnival show.
He is the armless, legless wonder of the 20th century.
This is the first Metallica song I ever heard on Headbangers Ball on MTV.
Father, I need help. I'm in terrible trouble and I need help.
Don't you remember when you were little? How you and Bill Harper would bring a wire between the two houses so you could telegraph to each other? Still remember the Morse code?
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live, I cannot die. Trapped in myself, fighting my own exhale.
It's Morse code. For what?
SOS.
Help.
Landmine has taken my sight.
Whoa, that didn't work right. Oh, here we go.
Taking my legs, taking my soul.
What's going on, y'all? I got a great show for you. We're going to be looking at
What's he say?
lots of different things.
Kill me.
Joe Biden sends 3 more boys to his grave. 25 more wounded. To go with the other 100 or so
He's the product of your
traumatically wounded with traumatic brain injuries and the like. Just like the boy in this song. Darkness imprisoning me. Being kept alive by a machine. Just so the fucking Plutarchs can increase their hold over you. We're going to be looking at Orange Man Bad and Trump Derangement Syndrome.
I'm asking you to kill me.
Fucking pinko commies, fucking puke faces. Deface the Mona Lisa. They deface the Mona Lisa. Don't tell me this isn't a culture war. Don't tell me that Western civilization isn't on the line, because it is. It is. Oh, there's too much plant food. You better take Iran super serious. They just launched 3 satellites into space. God knows what they are. Probably lasers. 3 satellites in one day. Eat that. Eat your heart out, Elon Musk. We're going to be looking at the Texas border crisis and the possibility of a civil war. We're not going to listen to no bullshit. We're going to go straight to the Lieutenant Governor. And Greg Abbott himself. Their own words. Speaking of their own words, we're going to be looking at the whole Kari Lake bribery thing. Yeah. Kari Lake's pretty badass. I got a stiffy for her now just because how badass this audio is. Now, she's probably hamming it up because she knows she's being recorded, right? So she's probably trying to score as many points, realizing that she's going to play this back later, right? But she still refused the bribe. She still can't be bought. She still said, "You're going to have to kill me to stop me," right? Whether she was hamming it up or not, she still did the right thing. And that's what's important to us, right? That's what's important to us. What's going on, y'all? It's me, Space McG, your favorite cartoon nerd with the news, and I'm back at it again, doing the thing I do. You know what I do. You know what we do, and we got a great crowd out here. Oh, yeah, don't forget. Oh, yeah, I don't want to forget. We're also going to be looking at the gender fluid. We're not drinking the gender fluid tonight. Hey, we got Anonymous up in this bitch. He went to go get dinner. Well, I hope you're back, buddy. We got Felix the Cat, my fucking guy. Actually, the weather's not so bad up here. It's not as bad as it's been. Finally quit fucking raining. We got Speak No Evil. Swap my G.I. Joe for a Jihad Joe. Gonna live in the sand with a camel named Joe. But, right, I'm trying to stay awake for the show. Oh, what a nice little poem. Hey, what's up, Girl Gone Dog? Oh, we got Scoop Truck up in this motherfucker. Why did the physics teacher break up with the biology teacher? There was no chemistry. Oh. Wow. Well, that's quite reactive. All right, we got Freddie Sodium up in this bitch. We got Blind Dude up in this bitch. We got Matty J, my fucking guy. My motherfucking man. We got Gino, baby. My daddy, your daddy. The man with an 18-inch cock. We got Gino up in the house. Lest we forget the... Oh, God damn it. I was going to play Black Sabbath instead. I was going to play War Pigs. I should have done that. We got Mountain Avatar. Mountain Aviator. My bad, dude. My bad. I can't fucking read. Oh, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun tonight with me reading like that. Judas Priest. All right, yeah, guys. So, I got a great show for you. And we're just going to jump right in now. Before we get into the serious shit, I need to find me a woman like... Is this you, Girl Gone Dog?
Straight into our can of Pringles. 1 packet of dry yeast. 2 cups of flour. This should be getting nice and thick now. You're probably wondering if this container can go in the oven. And the answer is, I don't know. But we're about to find out. So let's get this in here.
Me one. I want one like that.
The heck is happening here?
We're putting it in at 350 for about an hour. If it lights on fire, I'll let you know. Update. No fires were started, but this thing actually smells pretty good. So let's get it out of here and take a look.
Show me.
Oh my goodness. I'm literally so excited to slide this out of here. Oh, oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Now that's
No
a
way.
fucking hottie right there.
That's incredible.
It's literally a bread roll.
Start chopping this just about there. It's literally made out of Coca-Cola and Pringles. Start wrapping this around. Pepper in our salami right
Now
in
look at
between
that.
our Pringle
Look at
bread.
that.
Take a ham and a
She
pineapple
knows how to
and do the
how
same
to
thing. Everything's better with cheese
accompany
and
it
thick.
with accoutrement.
But all you gotta do is boil this for about 5 minutes.
Now, we're not a
Cheese
food
is
channel, but,
completely melty. Some French onion dip.
If there were
garnish
more
that with
bitches
some
making dinner
chives.
like this,
you
we
get to
could
pick
be.
2 pieces of bread and dip as you pull it up. That's awesome. Cheers.
Oh, what a great girl. What a great girl. Now, I just wanted to start off with something fun because we're about to get into the shit right now. Speaking of shit, it's just not going well. There's talk about the president using the war powers authorization in order to declare war against Iran. That's what I'm hearing. And why? Why are we going to declare war against Iran? Well, 3 U.S. troops were killed in a drone strike on a U.S. base in the Middle East. 3 U.S. troops have been killed and dozens injured. Dozens, son. Dozens injured in a drone attack on a U.S. base near Jordan's border with Syria. U.S. President Joe Biden said the attack was carried out by radical Iran-backed military groups. He added, "We will respond." Yeah, well, it's a little late for that, right? Because as, you know, people like me have been saying, the weaker that Joe Biden appears on the world stage, the more of these kinds of things that we're going to get, right? Like, this is just the beginning. This isn't an inflection point. This is the start of the race. And what's the end of the race? Well, the end looks kind of like China setting up military bases in New York City. That's kind of what it looks like. Did you ever play the game Fallout? Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. So, let's read on. Jordan says the attack took place in Syria, not inside of Jordan. There have been other attacks on U.S. bases in the region, but so far, there have been no casualties reported by the U.S. Army. Yeah, but there have been casualties reported by the Navy. As we know, earlier this week, 2 U.S. Navy SEALs were declared dead. And now we have 3 Army soldiers, fighting force, whatever you want to call them. We don't know. They haven't released any names or ranks or pictures yet. So, all we can do is hope it's not our friends, right? And Biden said the U.S. will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing. And if I know anything about Joe Biden, he's probably going to kill more Americans by accident, because that's what he does, right? We saw that in Afghanistan when after the jihadis blew up the airport, Joe Biden launched an airstrike against our own people, against U.S. aid workers, right, in the region. A man with like 9 kids. In fact, not only did it kill him, it killed all his kids too. So, yeah, that's kind of how I see this thing playing out as well, right? Because this is what happens when you go tit for tat with your enemy, when you become reactionary instead of proactive, right? When you're proactive, you wipe them out before anything like this happens. Like, if you're going to put our soldiers in harm's way, right, shouldn't they be risking their lives to wipe out the threat, right, instead of just being targets, right? This is like almost the 170th attack, something like that. 165, 170 attacks on U.S. bases in the region over the last 3 months, right? And this is only going to escalate. In Jordan, the same place they opened up a falafel shawarma burrito spot called October 7. No, I didn't hear what Dan Bongino said. Hey, what's up, Kenny Pew Pew? Oh, that's Kenny Pee Pee. What's going on, Kenny? Now, the White House said Mr. Biden was briefed Sunday morning on the attack by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, who has to go. Lloyd Austin has to go, right? He is advising the president to escalate. I mean, that's what's happening, right? They're going to get their war, right? And how did all this start? Joe Biden gave Iran $6 billion, right? $6 billion to release hostages, right? Now, yeah, so $6 billion to release hostages at a time when they were less than a month away from being able to create nuclear or weapons-grade nuclear fissile material, nuclear bombs, right? So we give them $6 billion. They, in turn, launch an intifada across the Middle East, bringing about fucking Islamic jihad on the people of Israel, right? And now, surprising no one, Joe Biden has yet to publicly speak on this, right? We haven't seen a video, nothing about it, right? U.S. officials say at least 34 military personnel were being evaluated for possible traumatic brain injury. That some of the injured soldiers were medically evacuated from the base for further treatment. They also say the drone struck the living quarters, which, if confirmed, could explain the high number of casualties. Yeah, so they wanted to kill as many Americans as they possibly could. And it looks like they did. U.S. Central Command and President Biden said the attack was on a base in northeastern Jordan near the Syrian border. It was later named by U.S. officials as Tower 22. And we have a map. Right? So here's Syria. Here's Jordan. Here it is, just ever so inside of Jordan. A Jordanian government spokesman, Mohammed Mubaideen, however, told state TV that the attack was targeted at Al-Tanf base in Syria. So we're getting mixed stories. The Jordanians are saying it was at one base, and America is saying it was another. That sounds suspicious by itself, right? In December, U.S. officials said that the U.S. bases in Iraq and Syria have been attacked at least 97 times. Yeah, that was over a month ago. And now it's closer to 170 times. I don't remember the exact number. I should have looked it up. Okay, so in a pre-recorded interview with ABC News that aired on Sunday morning, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General C.Q. Brown, said that America's aim in the region is to not have the conflict broaden. Yeah? Well, it looks like it's broadening, right? Biden inflation, damn right. Now, real quick, Joe Biden blames Iran for deaths of U.S. troops in drone strikes. So, this is just confirming that 3 American soldiers were lost. And Joe Biden said, together we will, well, he didn't say these things. Somebody wrote this and put it out as if he said it. Together we will keep the sacred obligation we bear to their families. We will strive to be worthy of their honor and valor. We will carry on their commitment to fight terrorism and have no doubt we will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a matter of our choosing. Right? So that's what Biden had to say. $6 million man, that's nothing these days. Yeah, it would be the $6 trillion man. Or 600 billion at least. Right? Back when that show came out, back when the $6 million man came out, you could get a Hershey's bar for 15 cents. Let that sink in. You could buy, a big old $2 candy bar for 15 cents. C. Brown stain. Now, all of this is coming for Joe Biden at a very bad time because according to a new poll, most Americans are dissatisfied with their choices for president, right? And here we go. President Joe Biden should not run for president. Strongly agree, 51%. Somewhat agree, 19%. So 70% of America believes that Joe Biden should not be president, as opposed to 58% of America believing the same thing for Trump, right? So 12% more, right, think Joe Biden is unfit to be president than Donald Trump, right? And that's why the numbers reveal why Trump is America's next president. And we're not going to read into this. I just want you to know that everybody's looking at Trump as if he's not so bad anymore after 4 years of Biden, which is exactly what we predicted would happen, right? That nobody, remember, I predicted that Joe Biden would unite the whole country against him, right? Right? And that's exactly how it's going down. Maybe they weren't expecting it in the middle of all the shit that's going on. No air defense. No, well, see, here's the thing. Is that these guys are using, like, hobbyist fucking drones, right? That you can buy for, like, $200 and arming them with explosives and flying them in very low under radar into these bases, right? They are trying to make him pay dearly. In fact, we're going to be looking at that here in just a second. But first, Trump derangement syndrome is real, guys. It's real as fuck. Let's hear it.
Stop Donald. Take 2 days off work because of Trump. As an American woman, my rights are being taken away every day. We need to tell fascism to fuck off. Let's not pretend that we're not living in a fascist state already. And so, like, it's not just about going to vote against fascism.
Yeah, we are living in a fascist state. And that's the Democrats in power that are turning us into a crypto corporate fascist fucking hegemonic fucking empire, right? Like, not even a hegemonic, like a...
Trump has a chance.
Are we back?
It's not like we're fighting fascism. We're living fascism.
We're living, under Joe Biden.
We're living it. We already lost. Not having my American rights will also leave me in the abyss of impunity and corruption.
What the fuck is this
even more so than I already am. It is up to each and every single American voter to stop Donald Trump. It is up to each and every one of us to continue the upslope that the Biden administration has granted America post-Trump horrendous situations. And
why isn't it incumbent upon you to pluck that mustache away, honey?
we need to survive.
I guess plucking
some justices so that we can replace them with people who aren't bought from the Federalist Society. We can't give up on democracy.
Yeah, you can't give up on hygiene either, honey.
No.
All right, yeah. So TDS is real, guys. I can see her stash from the highway. I saw Trump's image on my toasting this morning. Oh, she looks like the United Spot AI face fake video. Gen Z aging badly like MLB steroids. HR records. Home run records. Okay, I got it. Yeah. Guys, that's what we're up against. This is the sheer idiocy that we're up against. And yes, Trump is paying heavily. He's paying dearly for running again. Here are the cases against Trump, okay? New York State fraud, right? Hunter Biden can sell one of those fucking abominations of a paintings that he makes for $1.5 million, but Donald Trump can't get $1 billion loan on his fucking $5 billion golf course. That's fraud. That's fraud. That's only worth $80 million. Donald Trump's golf course is only worth $80 million. But Hunter Biden's paintings are worth $1.5 million. That's all in the same state, too. Right? Yeah. A woman can accuse Donald Trump of rape with no evidence, right? But he can't say she's batshit crazy. Right? Yeah. That's going to be another $80 million. Yeah. Trump can't bribe a hooker. Yeah, everyone else can, right? It's totally fine for everyone else to bribe hookers in New York except for Donald Trump. Oh, yeah. Trump can't keep documents at his house, yet Biden can keep 20-year-old top-secret documents from when he was a senator. I'm sorry, 45-year-old top-secret documents from when he was a senator. But Trump can't keep little fucking mementos like fucking letters from Kim Jong-un, right? Right. Now, oh yeah. Fucking Hillary Clinton can claim the 2016 election was stolen, and the Democrats can refuse to certify it. But if Trump tries that, he's got to go to prison for insurrection. Right? Right? Yeah, and so when Trump claims there was an election fraud, which there was, he gets indicted on election subversion, right? Right? And in more than 30 states, cases have been filed over whether Trump should be thrown off the 2024 ballot under a novel theory about the 14th, right? Now this shit is going to go before the Supreme Court. Now, okay? Yeah, but now this fascist, literally Hitler dictator, Donald Trump, right, has rejected a resolution to make him the presumptive nominee. Donald Trump has rejected a draft resolution submitted to the Republican National Committee, hoping to recognize him as the GOP's presumptive nominee. In the wake of his victory in the New Hampshire presidential primary on Tuesday over his last remaining opponent, the frontrunner said it was in the best interests of party unity that he continue with the primaries and win the old-fashioned way. Right? The resolution was subsequently withdrawn, but a spokesperson from Ms. Haley's campaign responded angrily asking, "Who cares what the RNC says? We'll let millions of Republican voters across the country decide to vote for Donald Trump and not Nikki Haley, because Nikki Haley only draws in Democrats and independents," right? And only in the primary. All those people will vote for Biden ultimately. The ones that are voting for Haley won't come out and support her in the election, right? They'll all vote for Biden ultimately. Talking about message retracted. Okay. Now, despite Trump graciously rejecting the crown and saying let the voters decide, our good friend Jen Psaki, and I got to give it up, whoever did her makeup did an amazing job. I can barely see any freckles. She looks good when they made her look like cute enough to fuck when you're drunk. You know what I mean? Right? She's almost good enough to fuck when you're drunk with all that makeup on. Now, Jen Psaki and Rachel Maddow had a rubbernecking party where they henpecked each other. And it just sounds like two chickens fighting. But let's go ahead and play it anyway.
President's immune from criminal prosecution, which would come in handy for Donald Trump. So no, this is not your usual New Hampshire primary eve. We're looking at that tomorrow. Joining us now is the usual host of the 9 p.m. hour. I know you've been missing her already. And the author of Prequel, A Fight Against American Fascism, a terrific book about World War II era history. My friend and colleague, Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, if anybody knows about fascism, it's fucking Rachel Maddow, who's literally the Goebbels of the Democratic Party.
Let me start there. I've been sort of saying tongue-in-cheek that this is his closing message.
It's funny, Goebbels is up here going to give us a lesson on how to fight fascism.
As he's campaigning a little bit here in New Hampshire. But you've studied authoritarians quite a bit.
Actually, Goebbels looked more like a woman than Rachel Maddow.
Winning votes in the New Hampshire primary?
Liz, well, first of all, Jen, I apologize for my voice, and I'm grateful for
you should apologize for your face, too.
Hold it together health-wise so that I can have a voice for tomorrow night's coverage, because I'm so excited to be part of that, but that's why I said...
You think those two scissor each other?
I'm like a mess right now. On the Viktor Orban thing, listen, I think that there's a very simple reason that Trump is making that the closing argument in what may be the last contested primary. And it's because that's really what he's offering. I mean, this is the special sauce. Donald Trump is not leading the Republican Party and leading the Republican field of candidates because of his youthful vigor or because of his policy preferences or because...
Compared to Joe Biden, Trump is as spry as a 17-year-old. Compared to Joe Biden, Trump is a fucking Olympic athlete.
Because of his eloquence, right? There's none of that is going on.
It's a man, baby.
Sort of inherently offers, and now more and more explicitly offers, which is, if you pick me,
she wishes she was Stephen Colbert,
and you won't have to deal with politics anymore.
She looks like Stephen Colbert, Sonic Boy, and welcome back to the show.
You won't have to deal with contested elections. You won't have to deal with contests or divisions when it comes to power. You'll have
guys, Trump is so against elections and contests that Trump rejects a resolution to make him the Republican presumptive nominee, citing that the people should decide. We're going to let this play out the old-fashioned way. Right? Because he's such a dictator. He hates elections.
I'll just do what I want. And won't that be a lot simpler? That's what he's offering. That strongman model is what the Republican base is enthused about. And that is something that sets him apart from every other Republican candidate. And I think that we're naive to think that he's tricking people into picking him and then surprise, he's going to act like a dictator. What he's offering is strongman leadership, the end of politics,
I don't care how drunk I was, I wouldn't fuck Rachel Maddow. I'm just saying.
End of elections, the end or the sidelining or domesticating, as Ruth Ben-Ghiat says, of the judiciary and the Congress. He'll be the man in charge and he'll get it done. And that's what he's selling. And that's what they are very eager to buy.
It seems very much like that. I do think of him as a marathoning orator, but, you know, everybody has a different view on Trump and his strengths. But, Rachel, the question that I sometimes think about, I know you've talked about a fair amount, is how did we get here? I mean, how did we get to this stage where you have this person who has such a control over a political party, but even beyond the politics
took our jobs!
Where that appeal of the strongman argument, this worship of dictators, is so appealing to such a large swath of the country?
I mean, I think there's ways. Well, first of all, we should be humble about it and recognize that there aren't very many 250-year-old democracies in the world. And democracy is hard. And most of the world is governed under authoritarian.
Yeah. Thank God we're a republic.
Governance, and there's nothing magic about the American populace that makes us
democracies fall every day.
The promises of strongman leadership. I mean, that's
Thank
part
God
of why
we're
I've
a
done some of the
republic.
history stuff that I've done, like in Prequel, talking about the lead up to World War II, to talk about how susceptible Americans were to the same kind of authoritarian messages that were working on the population in Germany, and that were working on the population in Italy, and that were working on the population in Spain. I mean, I know it's a cliche to note it, but Hitler was elected, right? I mean, Mussolini didn't have to literally march on Rome. It was a figurative
by 81 million votes
thing because he was installed as the heart of the government. And so these messages, excuse me, they have appeal. And there's ways that you can drive a populace toward them. You can denigrate the government. You can say that government itself is the problem. You can make it so the legislative branch never works and is seen as an object of ridicule, pity, and hostility.
Just like the Democrats did to our government.
Rather than as one of our three branches of rule of law, and say that judges are all biased against people like you, and that the legal system doesn't work for people like us, and that we should denigrate the courts and the law and the legal system in a way that falls down along partisan or identitarian lines. I mean,
It's totally fascism that's happening here. It's definitely not Joe Biden using the DOJ to punish his political rival and the next president of the United States. They're doing everything in their power to keep this man out of office, and none of it's working. And they're literally resorting to, he's Hitler, he's Hitler.
All of those things help. Flirting with the kinds of conspiracy theories that make people look to mythical fantasies for solving their problems instead of actual government work. That helps. Flirting with paramilitary violence.
Whoa, what happened? Okay, we're back. We all know that the rule of law, right, and equal justice under the law is things that only happen in dictatorships, right? Right? Because look at how good we're doing. All you got to do is look at California and fucking Portland, and you will see the future that these people have planned for you.
As the only solution, as the only thing that'll work.
What, I mean...
You won't be worried about your mortgage, right, when you're living in a tent. You won't worry about the price of food when you're standing in a soup line, right? Right? It'll all be good. Right? Hey, guys, you won't worry about how much it sucks to be homeless when you're dead from fentanyl overdoses. Yeah. I mean, what more could you ask for? A utopia.
That was dark and real and honest and authentic, just like you are about these issues.
Yeah.
What are the
I would say it was dark. I wouldn't say anything that these people said was real or authentic. This is literally the ramblings of two dried up fucking postmenopausal fucking feminazis that wasted their entire life climbing a ladder that leads to nowhere instead of having kids and finding a man to love them. It's possible. I mean, look, with a pound of makeup, Jen Psaki is almost fuckable, right? Right? See, if you just try a little harder, you know, maybe you wouldn't be barren at age 45. I don't know. Now, a bunch of commie fucking eco-terrorists, right, splatter the Mona Lisa with soup at the Louvre in Paris, France, right? So, let's watch these fucking imbeciles destroy Western culture. Here we go. No! The fuck is wrong with these people? Look, they're possessed. They're speaking in tongues. I hope they're executed. They should be executed. Look, the guy's blocking them off so they can't do their thing. Ha! They probably had already planned for this. Yeah, no, it's probably protected. I don't think that they actually got it. I don't think it's possible, right? Look, it's behind all that glass, right? So they didn't even get it, right? But these people think that they're clever, that they did something good, that they're saving the world. But all they're doing is destroying their own culture, destroying their own civilization. And if they get their way, killing half the people on the planet in 1 year. That's how many people will starve to death if these people get their way, right? Now, Iran launches 3 satellites simultaneously for the first time. Iran, on Sunday, said it had simultaneously launched 3 satellites into orbit nearly a week after the launch of a research satellite by the Revolutionary Guard. 3 Iranian satellites have been successfully launched into orbit for the first time, state television reported. The launch comes amid heightened tensions in the wider Middle East over Israel's ongoing war. What do we know? Footage released by the Iranian state television showed the overnight launch of the missile, which bore the slogan, "We can" in Farsi, likely a reference to a previous failure. The 2-stage liquid fuel Simorgh rocket carried the satellites and placed them in a minimum orbit of 450 kilometers, which is, I believe, still near Earth orbit. So they're barely in space. They're not in near space, or they're in near space orbit, not near Earth orbit. It's like near space, near Earth, outer space, right? They hardly said anything either. They just wanted to get on TikTok. For real. For real. No, I believe that. Let's see here. Western governments, including the United States, have repeatedly warned Iran against such launches, saying the same technology can be used for ballistic missiles, including those designed to deliver a warhead. Yeah, well, that's basically what they're doing, right? These launches signal that Iran has the technology to strike anywhere on the planet, right? Iran can hit Washington, D.C. with a nuke, right? It can hit your hometown, right? Now, I have nothing but love for the Persian people, right? I think they have a great culture. They're great people. They're brilliant engineers. And I don't want to see any of them murdered. But at this point, I'm saying the best way to prevent more Persian deaths is to go in there and wipe them out, right? To go in there and wipe out their command, wipe out their military research. We have to stop this now, right? Right? I want to save Iranian lives, right? And the best way to do that is by murdering their leadership, right? We can't allow this to happen. This is the end, guys. This is how the world goes boom, right? We all Boston gonna get it first, thanks to TikTok and that dumb accent. Sorry, Freddie. Yeah. U.S. sanctions. We sanctioned them. Look at how good our sanctions do, guys. We sanctioned their rocket program, so they built rockets anyway. Now, I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but if you want a woman like this, it's going to cost you 200 G's.
There's no way that I'm going to date a man that makes under 200K a year. That don't even make no sense.
Guys, you think you deserve a woman like that for less than 200K? Guys, look at that mustache. Right? Look at that smile. Right? Look at that mastery of the English language. Man, could you imagine taking her to the opera?
I'm not trying to struggle. I can struggle by myself. Okay? Why would I want to struggle with a man?
Right? Guys, you could imagine you could have her on your arm at the symphony. Everybody in the place would be staring at you. Probably because she'll be eating flaming hot Fritos while the soloist is on stage.
So if you're not making 200K, you can't date me. You trying to date me? I only date millionaires, baby. Like,
she only dates
you better
millionaires. Get right. Yeah, so if you make 200,000 or more, you can get you a woman like that, son. Now, here's what went down with Kari Lake.
This is back east. There are very powerful people that want to keep you out.
Oh no, they do.
But they're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way.
They want to keep her out of the race, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. Why? Why? That sounds like a bribe. Is this how bribes go down?
So, this conversation never happened.
This is crazy, though. They should want me. I'm a great candidate. People love me. These people are corrupt.
Well, maybe you're right.
They are right. They are corrupt.
Maybe. This never happened. Don't go. Do me a favor, though. I don't get myself in trouble. If you say no, which is fine, it's your choice. Don't tell people.
They're gonna try to have.
Don't tell anyone. Oops. I guess she forgot to remember that part. She's definitely gonna tell everyone because now we all know.
Today's world, man. If that stuff that came out last week is right about the cartel stuff.
Before, but now
they said the cartel's operating in 50 states right now, like all 50. You know? So
what's going on? Who is it? What?
Forget the who. Let me just tell you the what.
Listen to this guy. He sounds like a snake.
Let's just say there are people calling around.
Forget about the who. Let me just tell you about the what.
Never repeat this. If you say no, don't. If you say, I got offered to buy out. Don't use it. Because then we lose our ability to get things done in the future.
Here's my problem.
We'll lose our ability to get things done.
Let's work with him.
If you
He's a
snitch
great
on me.
candidate.
Yeah.
Because they don't own me. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't know it's about ownership.
It's about control.
I don't know it's about control.
Now, you can tell that this is for real because you can hear her with her mouth full. She's talking with her mouth full. She's literally eating while this is all going down.
Control.
I can hear it.
It's about being on the team. I guess that's, you know what I mean?
They want to be on the team.
They want you to be on their team.
But
Just team. You know?
But if they're pushing a globalist agenda, I can't do that. So what do they want? What do they want me to do?
They want you to stay out for 2 years. But, I'll tell you what I can offer you. But, I said you can do whatever she wants, talking head, this and that. So
he just offered her a job as a news anchor, probably for Fox News or something like that.
So the ask I got today from back east was, it has to stay between us. Is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and give her, to keep her out? And I said, well, what are you willing to do? Like, whatever we need to do.
This is about defeating Trump. And I think that's a bad, bad thing for our country.
Right? Now, she says this is about getting rid of Trump, basically, right? And she's not going to do it. Now, here's what I think, that she knew she was recording this, right? I mean, that's obvious, right? And so she's trying to get in as many, like, badass comments as she can because she's going to be releasing this, right? She knows that she's going to reject this offer, right? So she's playing it up as best she can. Now, that being said, right? Is she maximizing the profitability of her hand right now? Yes. Yes, she is. But in the end, she still does the right thing. And that's more than you can say about pretty much everybody in politics, right? Because this is what happens. They're laying it all out in the open for us.
DeSantis is not America First. This is about the final death blow to Trump. And I don't think that's good for our country.
And you know I love Trump. I love Trump.
It's not good for our country, Jeff.
It's not, but at the same time, I'm not even sure Trump can win again.
You can hear her chips.
I don't know. I think what it really comes down to for a lot of people, it's not really about like control or agenda. It's just about the ability to raise money to win. You know, if you really want to know, all of politics boils down to money. I think. And even on their end, like what makes them the most money.
I know. All these consultants don't want their payday to end. And I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on.
He says this is blackmail. Yes. Yes.
If they're going to steal the election,
and it kind of is,
and our movement go
but
away,
it's not like
I owe it to the people of Arizona to carry their torch and their voice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the next story that we're going into, right? Is this guy resigned after all this, right? The chairman for the Arizona Republican Party said Wednesday he is resigning, claiming he was doing so amid pressure from Kari Lake. Jeff DeWitt's resignation comes after the Daily Mail published an audio recording of a conversation between DeWitt and Lake in which he explained to her that there were financial benefits to staying out of the state Senate race. DeWitt said Lake threatened to release more damaging audio recording if he did not resign. And he did. So this is all for real, right? Yeah, well, yeah. You can call it whatever you want. But in the end of the day, this piece of shit tried to bribe her. She played the fucking strong hand, and this guy resigned. So, you know it's all true, right? Right? This is all for real. Like, at first I wasn't going to talk about it because it just seemed fake to me, right? It just seemed a little bit on the nose, right? Yeah, exactly. It's not disputed. But when he resigned, I was like, oh shit, this is for real.
Voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
You pause. And refill your coffers.
No, the battle is right now. The battle is right now, and we don't have time to pause on this battlefield.
You're not.
Now remember, the Arizona primary or caucuses or whatever is happening in a couple weeks, right? So she released this right before people go to the ballots to pick her as the nominee. So there is a political advantage to what she's doing, right? But I have to say it again, at the end of the day, she still refuses the bribe, and she tells them that basically the only way to stop her is to murder her. Which gave me a hard on when she said that.
What, you can't scratch their back. It's not afraid of you.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to offer them. And they're sitting around people that have stuff to offer them. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a back scratching club. That's all DC is.
It's a back scratching club.
You're in no position to scratch anybody's back, and you've already made it known that if you get there, you're not going to scratch anybody's back. I don't scratch people's back. You know, I've been on the outs for a lot of people for a long time.
People's backs.
You know?
I'm just here fucking trying to bribe you. I'm just a bagman sent by a fucking oligarch in order to try to rig an election. I don't scratch anybody's
Where
back.
are we
backs.
in 2 years?
I just follow orders.
If they steal the election again.
Listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Why don't we do something about it? So that we the people can pick our...
What can we do?
I'm not willing to
What
accept
can
that.
we
And
do,
I'm going
he
to be the
said.
biggest pain in these people's... Go back and tell them that. I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
In their fucking ass.
And I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me.
They're going to have to fucking kill
Stop
me.
I know, look. And
You don't have to tell them that, but I don't think they will, but...
Nah, I don't think that's the way they are.
Either they come around and try to work with me, or I'm just going to...
Oh, no, she fucking played her hand like a pro.
Telling me, you got to distance yourself from Trump.
She just went all in, right? With the nuts, and this guy called her, right? And now she's just milking him for every penny he's got left.
No, you distance yourself from DeSantis.
A political capital.
But what I'm saying is, don't tell people that. I'm with Trump, okay? I want to work for the betterment of Arizona.
Yeah, it is crazy, Holy.
I'm not going to let these people back in D.C. tell me not to run.
But we all know that this is how it
I'm not going
works,
to pause for 2
right?
years. The battle
We've
is now.
all known
I'm
this for our
offended
whole entire
by
lives.
whoever these people
that
are.
This
that
is
they're
how
trying
the
to
system
buy me
works.
out of.
And now we get to look at it. We get to see it with our own
I'm offended
eyes.
that there's people
No
back there who just don't
rule.
get out of our country.
This is really how it works.
You should be honored. That means they know how powerful you are.
Well, I can tell them
If
that.
you weren't powerful, they wouldn't want to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Right? You should be. Very few people get this.
I know. I'm pissed that they don't care more about our country.
Yeah,
it's
no
all
shit.
about the mighty dollar to them.
They're
And that's
sold out
offensive.
to the Chinese.
I honestly don't know.
They want to get Trump so bad. They want him out so bad.
Trump. This isn't about Trump. It's about you.
This isn't about Trump. This is about... Now, you see how she keeps bringing up Trump?
It's not about Trump.
Sure makes her look like a very good vice president right now, doesn't it? I'm just saying. She's not altruistic. She's doing this for her own benefit, right? Just not in the way most people do, right? And for that, I commend her, right? Yes, she's being snaky. Yes, she's hamming it up, right? She's trying to get the most out of it that she can. But in the end, she told him to go fuck himself and come get her. They're going to have to kill me, right? Right? Pretty badass.
Some people that are in on this.
Listen, I can win. Why don't you go back and tell them that I can win, and why don't they get behind me?
I see these things through a different lens. It's very personal to you. This was you. This was your name on the ballot.
No, I haven't.
I get that. And it's very personal.
I haven't seen the Jeremy DeWitt. I don't even know who that is.
I have a appointment coming up, and I have to work on my book.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not good. I appreciate their concern.
Just to say, is there a number at which
Here it
I
is.
can be bought?
I can be bought.
What it's about.
Is there a number that we can buy you at?
No.
And they go right back to what you're doing.
No.
No. I can't
10
be
million,
bought.
20 million, 30, no.
Not a billion.
No. This is not about money. This is about our country.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
I think it's disturbing that they would even, that anybody would think this is.
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want a fresh face right now for the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race who's lost, ran in and won. I can't think of it. If you can think of it, let me know.
I'm not going to let these people who hate our country tell me not to run.
Damn
you should
right.
call them and tell them to get behind me.
I mean,
I can win, and they should get behind me.
That's how they talk to each other, Holy.
No.
Okay, well, did you think you would come in here and that I would be bought?
It's not being bought.
Yes, it is.
It's, I think,
It is being bought. No. They are trying to buy me out of running.
Yeah, clear as day.
It's actually, I mean, all right, I'm flattered. I'm offended. I'm offended for our country. We have people like this who live here.
What I think is this, is it can give you an incredible opportunity to have a bigger voice.
Listen to this snake.
To
He's
fight
a
for
weasel.
stuff than you currently do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with people like this. These
Yeah,
people
damn
are
right.
un-American, and I think they're unethical, and I would be absolutely immoral if I did that.
Again.
That's immoral. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I, you know.
It's very powerful people that are willing to, they really want someone different.
We'll tell them to go fuck themselves because we want Kari Lake.
Jim Lehman, that's a new name.
No, actually, that's not even, that's a possibility, but they're even asking me like,
I know, they've got all these new names, and I'm going to beat each and every one of them. Sorry, Jeff, take it back to them.
Yeah, they can have all the new names they want, and I'm going to beat every single one of them. Yeah, now you will, honey. After this video, you're definitely going to win.
I gotta get working. I love you, but I gotta get working.
All right.
Because say what you want about it, she cannot be bought.
Can't believe this.
Hey, again, be honored. Instead of them just them working to beat you, they're trying to
They're trying to buy you out.
This is about getting Trump out.
Nah,
yeah, it is.
Trump never came once.
But it's about DeSantis, getting DeSantis in. Getting DeSantis is getting Trump out.
You're reading too deep into it.
Well,
yeah, quit asking questions.
Let's see what happens.
It's
Maybe my
definitely
case
not
will
about George
go through.
Bush. I'll tell
Maybe
you
they'll
that.
do the right thing.
Oh wait, yeah, it is.
I hope so.
I do too. That's my first goal. Yeah. But they can't have me in the governor's office because then we're going to root out some of this corruption.
But again, it's like,
you know what it is? The people don't get to choose their elected officials.
Okay, now we're done with that. Let's just close some of these windows out. Yeah, so this guy resigns after this video comes out. Now, in her defense, we didn't play it, but at the end, she offers him a way out. She says, why don't you go public with this instead of keep being a snaky snake? And he's like, no, I'm not. They'd blow my car up, right? I would go to turn my car on and it would go boom, right? So she offers him a way out of this, and he refuses. So I have to give it up to Kari Lake. She did everything right. She set the trap. She gave him a way out, and he decided to go headlong into the trap. More power to her. She did everything she was supposed to do, right? Right? That's how you do it, right? That's very honorable of her to give the man a way out before she fucking closed the fucking noose around his neck, right? He was committed to dying on that hill, and then he resigns. Oh, the poor guy. I'm sure he'll make a great used car salesman. Now, Joe Biden's war with Texas. Greg Abbott threatens a constitutional crisis, right? But Abbott holds the high ground. And so what this goes on to say, make no mistake, Governor Greg Abbott holds all the moral high cards here, and some legal ones too, right? And we all know what happened. Greg Abbott said, the federal government has a broken compact between the United States and the states. The executive branch has a constitutional duty to enforce federal laws that protect states. And he insists that Joe Biden is violating those laws, right? And people are talking about a civil war. We'll just play it. Or not. Mid-tensions over the use of razor wire. Okay, look. Okay. In an interview on Fox, Biden should be charged with treason? Fuck yeah, Biden should have been charged with treason 20 years ago. Patrick said, we believe constitutionally we are right. We have a right to defend our citizens. We have a right to defend this country, and we are just doing our job. These young women and men who serve our National Guard and our DPS, these are the best of the best. Why would he want to send anyone down to confront them? Right? So, he didn't say no, that there won't be a civil war, but basically he said Biden is too chicken shit to do anything. And that's true. That sounds like the Joe Biden I know, right? But he is doing stuff. Joe Biden, on Friday, restricted the amount of LNG that America can send abroad, which specifically targets Texas, right? Texas makes billions of dollars off of liquefied natural gas, right? And Biden just basically killed the market for climate change. Really, Biden's cutting production of LNG was meant to punish Texas for standing up for themselves, right? Because that's how the Biden administration works, right? If Trump runs for president, well, we'll just lock him up. If Texas won't fucking let us bring in millions of fucking undocumented people, well, we'll just cut their liquid gas production so that they'll all go poor, right? Like I keep telling you, fucking the war on fossil fuels has fuck all to do with climate change, and it's all about power, right? Red states produce the energy. So a war on fossil fuels cripples the Republican Party in the long run, right? That's how you get rid of Republicans, is you take away their money. Balls, indeed. Indeed. Now, we're just going to hear from the Texas governor himself on Tucker Carlson, all right? So we're just going to let Greg Abbott speak for himself.
Texas, who joins us by phone from India. Governor Abbott, thank you so much for joining us. If the administration declares that it plans to federalize the National Guard of the state of Texas, your National Guard, what will be your response?
Well, first, I'll be shocked. It would be a boneheaded move on his part, a total disaster. But for continue exactly what we've been doing over the past month, and that is building these barriers.
What happened? Oh, no. We're having technical difficulties. Hold on. I'm having difficulties. Hold on. Okay, I think we're back. I think we're good. All right, here we go.
And whether it be the concertina wire or other anti-climate.
I think we're back. I don't know. It looks like we're back. Sorry, guys, we're having issues.
And other states. And, Tucker, I just signed a new law in the state of Texas that will go into effect on March the 5th. That
they should be handing out ammo.
Any law enforcement officer in the state of Texas to be able to arrest anybody coming across the border illegally.
Have you spoken to the president or anyone from the Biden White House about what appears to be an imminent collision?
I have not, to be clear. I have spoken to the president about the border. I met him on a tarmac in El Paso and talked to him directly about what was going on. I handed him a letter that had in it immediate solutions he could take that would immediately secure the border without the need of any new law to be passed. Despite the fact that I handed him...
What is Biden's solution to the border? Well, give me unilateral authority to decide who gets across the border and who doesn't, right? Give me power to shut down the border both ways, right? So that no one can leave or enter the country, right? Guys, it's getting serious.
On altogether 8 different letters, he has refused to ever respond. My point
Hey, what's up,
is
Anthony?
We have laid down the precursor of what's called Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution to show that we have been invaded and we have demanded support from the president.
We're having technical difficulties, guys. I am very sorry. All right, guys, I'm sorry. This whole thing is going to shit. It's starting to rain, and it just doesn't work very good in the rain with the Wi-Fi. We're gonna have to go ahead and call it right here. We'll come back tomorrow night and talk about COVID and stuff like that. I have a couple more stories I want to talk about. But it looks like we're gonna have to do it tomorrow night because this is bad. It's going really bad. I'm dropping about 1 in 10 frames right now. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm very sorry. It's just going very bad. I'm going to have to stop it. I'm sorry. But I'll be back tomorrow, okay? Remember, we go live with all kinds of bullshit whenever the fuck I want. All right, I'll see you guys around.